Hey, everybody, and welcome to the America Guns and Freedom podcast with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. As always, this is just an open chat. Doesn't have to be any specific topic. You ask whatever questions you want to ask. Doesn't have to be gun related. This is so you can come to me with any concern you have, any opinion of mine you want to know about. I am totally open. So just ask away whatever you want to ask. I'll try to address every question, every topic. Now, if you ask me a technical question and I don't know the answer, well, pay attention to the live chat. Someone in there probably will. So pay attention and participate. Build a sense of community. That's another reason we do this, so that everybody's got a place to come every day for at least an hour and converse with like-minded individuals about common interests. Discuss things you agree on, disagree on, just vent a little bit if you want to, and maybe have a little fun while you're here. So don't think things too seriously and try to enjoy yourself. And like I said, ask whatever questions you want to ask. I like to start off every day by reading the names of people who have ordered merchandise over the last 24 hours to help support the TYMP, which I have made a mess out of, and I'm trying to get it all sorted out. I'm doing my best. And we're also dealing with that whole ATF trace. So we got Oliver Banks got a Phil Loves You shirt, which means I need to add him to the Church of Phil because I don't think he's on there. Let me look and see. There's not a whole lot on there. So I think he's a new one. And he is Oliver Banks. Let's add him. Maybe he'll even get onto the list for tomorrow's videos if I remember tonight. And then let me make sure he's not on here. Nope. Okay. Then we got member of Team Beatus, Sean Bain. What'd he get? He got the 45 AARP t-shirt. The protected by 45 AARP. It's got the old man, his cane, and his gun with the magazine falling out. So great gift for an older man. If you got someone in your life who's over 45, over 50, loves 45 ACP, that is a great gift to give them. Let them know what you think about their choice of caliber. And that looks like that's it today for orders. I want to thank everybody that placed an order to help out with the with the TYMP, which, like I said, I will get sorted out as soon as possible. I've made a mess out of it. I liked it much better when Vincenzo Lombardo handled it. I don't see how he didn't go crazy. But like I said, thanks to those people for helping support TYMP. Also, I'd like to remind everyone out there that if you like my channel, you want my channel to stay on YouTube, even though YouTube is actively trying to get rid of us, my channel is restricted. So go on over to my YouTube page. I'll put a link in the upper corner. Subscribe, and don't only subscribe, click that bell and make sure you click all notifications or else you'll get no notifications. Some people have already done that and they're still getting no notifications, but YouTube is deliberately trying to drive us off the channel. So try to help us fight back against YouTube. Videos I put up are getting like 120 something views. More people than that show up for the chat. There's no way my channel with its subscriber base gets 120 views. That's YouTube screwing with us. And from what I'm seeing on the Reddit pages, a lot of channels are getting screwed with right now if you don't promote YouTube's worldview. So please go over to my channel and subscribe and sign up for the notifications. Also, if you want to help support the channel, like these people who just bought shirts did, go on over to my website, which is TYMPpistolproject.com, the Yankee Marshal Posse pistolproject.com, but it's TYMPpistolproject.com. Over there, you can go buy merchandise like this one, which commemorates the last stand of Gary. Says, bring it, Gary's last stand, where he was mutilated by possums. You can get that shirt or 100 other shirts over there, all designed by me, all drawn by me. So little pieces of art from me to you. So go over, buy something. Help support TYMP. If you want to help Pets and Vets, the Voices program and the Friends program, go over and sign up for Patreon. Patreon is the best way to support the channel, by the way. Also, you can get some cool patches over there, like your posse patch, your deputy patch, and you can also get something like this right here, this little Mickey Mouse patch. That's the only place you can get this. It's the Mouse Guns patch. So you got to go over there and become a member. or become a member over on Subscribe Star. And if you just sign up for the Fur Friend Defender, you're supporting Pets and Vets, and you get a series of patches, starting with the Corporal patch here, Turnip's TYMP K9 unit. You'll get the Corporal, and then you'll get the Captain, and then you'll get, then you'll get the Sergeant, then you'll get the Captain, then you'll get a special one at the end. The Captain ones or the Sergeant ones should be on their way now, and I've been trying to give these out, but I can't get everybody to contact me. There's only a few people, and I can't even get them to contact me. I got a few people. I've sent out a few of them. But those are the things you can do to help the channel and help us fight back against YouTube. With that being said, let's get over here to the questions and see if we got anything coming in. I know we had a couple over here. Here we go. Sean Bain chimed in. Sean Bain chimed in and said, leave a super chat for Yankee. Well, I don't read that part. For the cat, ear Uggs or rear pro, does it matter? For the cat. Okay, I don't know what that means. Earplugs or ear pro, does it matter? I don't know what he means for the cat. What's that mean? What cat? But he also said earplugs or ear pro, does it matter? Not really. As long as you got your ears plugged, the fingers in your ears works too. If you're at the range and you don't get, just put your fingers in your ear if someone else is shooting. But the only thing you'd want, like things like ear pro or special headgear, is so that you can hear stuff other than, so you don't hear the big bang, but you can still hear people talking and stuff. I have those. I don't ever turn them on. Once I put my muffs on, I just don't hear nothing because it's usually just me shooting. The only time I'll make an exception is like, well, even when it's me and Caden down there, I just put my muffs on and he does his, and we just only talk when we're not shooting because there's nobody else around to shoot. So no, it really doesn't make much of a difference as long as you're blocking the sound from getting in your ears. If you're doing this, you're going to do as much as muffs do, really. So it just doesn't matter. It's just some have advantages. Like you can't shoot while you're doing this. And if you want the special ones where you can hear while you got them on, you don't got to take them on and off the range. You'll need some sort of electronic help. But other than that, just keep your ears protected. And he made a big donation to the Pets and Vets Fund. Then we got Jason Thompson paid his $2 tithe to Phil, so he don't get Lyme disease. And says, I sent you emails including a request for a t-shirt. I ain't making that t-shirt. It's mean-spirited. I don't do mean-spirited stuff. You've seen my stuff. It's all kind of joke, except for this one where Gary gets murdered. But I think that's kind of a good-natured thing, good thing. But you can just go online and have it made yourself. There's 1,000 different t-shirt places. It'd be just as expensive as buying it from me, because when you buy one, it's expensive. But tell me about it, because I don't get breaks on my shirt volumes. People are like, how come you only make $7 on a shirt? Because I sell like 3 of them. I can't do any pre-orders. Like I can't pre-order 10 or 20 or a dozen or anything because they'll never fucking sell. I think my number one selling shirt that's been up forever has sold 30 shirts, and that's the Mouse Guns shirt. So, and I've got shirts that have been up for a year and have sold 1 or 0. So, in fact, I think I sold the first Buy a Gay a Gun shirt yesterday. Well, no, I'm not making that shirt. And the rest is very nasty language that I'm not going to. I did watch what you're talking about, though, that you sent me. Did I miss John Heasley? I think I read John Heasley's, didn't I? No, I didn't. I need that knife. Is the Mini 14 really as shitty accuracy as bad as everyone says? No, absolutely not. It most definitely is not. People are like, oh, you stand 10 feet from a wall and not hit the wall. No, it's absolute bullshit. You might not be able to shoot, but the gun itself is not, it's not competition accurate. It's not designed for that. It's combat accurate, what I would call it. But you can shoot 10 cans off of a fence rail at 50 yards. So I would say that's fairly accurate. That's as good as I can do. I haven't done that with mine, but I did it with a friend of mine's. We've been out shooting cans. That's what we used to do as kids, cans. We never shot things like street signs or anything like that. We weren't destructive. Let's see here. But no, it's not as bad as people say. It's actually pretty good, actually. I think a lot of people said that just because when it first came out, it was kind of cheap, and people are like, you need to justify buying the more expensive kind of guns like that. And now it's expensive, so people will justify a reason not to buy it. And then we got Clint Harrison paying his $2 tithe to Phil so he don't get Lyme disease or his trailer blown away. Hail Phil, thoughts on 41 Magnum in general, favorite guns chambered in that caliber? Well, I don't really think about 41 Magnum very often. I've got one or two of them. And I can tell you, I don't really feel like there's a place for it. I mean, if you've got 357 Magnum and 44 Magnum, you don't really need anything in between. And if you've already got 45 Colt, well, then you got that covered. So I've just never been a big 41 Magnum fan, but I have a couple of them up on the wall up there. One's a Smith & Wesson, I know. And one might be a Ruger, but it may be two Smith & Wessons. But so just, I guess the Smith & Wesson is my favorite one. Where is it at? That's 44 Magnum. That's 44 Magnum. 357 Magnum. Where did I put that? Oh, it might be in the house on my little thing behind the bed. That might be where it's at. But yeah, it's cool. It's fine, but it's not an essential caliber. It's not like, if you don't have that, you don't got your bases covered. It's not like that at all. Boom, boom, boom. Let me move back here. That was Clint Harrison. And then we got Johnny Mandrick chiming in. Johnny Mandrick. Leave a super. I don't need to read that part. Question for the Yankee food expert. Do you put the Heinz catsup on the bun? It's not catsup, it's ketchup. On the bun or the meat? Oh, on the meat. I'm not a on the bun person. I put it on the meat. It does make it a little harder to keep it on there when you put it on the meat. It wants to squish off sometimes. But I don't like it soaked into the bread. So, but I don't put ketchup on a lot of sandwiches. I put them on burgers. And only when I don't put anything else on it. Like if I have a hamburger, sometimes I'll be really plain feeling and I'll make two hamburgers. One I put American cheese on, and that's it. And the other one I put ketchup on, and that's it. So I have two, like a plain cheeseburger and a plain hamburger. Now, if I decide I want stuff on it, I don't even use ketchup on it. I use lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, and cheese, of course, if it's a cheeseburger. But my combination is lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise on top of a cheeseburger. So I don't really use ketchup on a lot of sandwiches. Like I put it on, like if I make myself a steak sandwich, I'll put ketchup on that, just ketchup. But yeah, I don't put it on a lot of things, to be honest. To me, ketchup is something more I dip my fries in or dip my chicken fingers in, things like that. Finger foods are what I use mostly ketchup with. So just not a big dip person. Like I don't dip things in ranch or anything like that, or tartar sauce. I don't like tartar sauce. But yeah, I put it on the meat. To get back to the question that I kind of didn't answer. Or did I answer it? I think I maybe have answered it. Do you have any recommendations for books related to the Second Amendment or pertaining to guns, self-defense? Also, donation to help with knife shipping. Yeah, they're expensive to ship. I don't do a lot of reading on Second Amendment stuff. I mean, I'll tell you, you should ask that question to, though. You should ask that question to G-Webs when he's here. Or when he's on that other horrible podcast done by Mr. Fat Salami that I never get invited to. which I think might be tonight, I would go to that. I think it's right after this one. I'd go to that. Well, I think it's later, a little later in the evening. I'd go to that and ask G Webs because he will have a lot of recommendation for books to read. He sent me some. So that's who I'd ask that, not me. Do I look like I can read? I barely can read your all's comments. Kevin Payton paid his $2 tithe to Phil. Didn't want to get fucked up, I guess. All hail Phil. How about an FNG patch for new members? FNG. What's FNG? I don't know what FNG is. I don't get it. Don't get it. FNG. I don't even know what that is. I think some people just make stuff up to confuse me, to be honest. Colin Hepburn chimed in here and said, 10 millimeter ammo. What do you recommend for self-defense and or bears? Well, I recommend you don't shoot bears. In the Smith & Wesson 2.0 Performance Center 2.0, the 5.6-inch ported barrel version. Well, it's going to be the same 10 millimeter I recommend for everything. I recommend the Underwood Extreme Penetrators. I also like the Fort Scott. Either one of those is pretty good. A good solid copper projectile really gets the job done. Good penetration. So moving good and fast. So I would do that. Also, everybody remember while we're doing the chat here, if you want to be part of the second chat we do after this one, Shooting the Shit with Yankee, you can weigh in at any time on the topic with the YouTube Super Chat. And the topic is, is it important to buy American when buying guns to you? Do you always try to buy American first and then move on if you can't? Or does it not matter? Let me know via the YouTube Super Chat. We'll get to it in the second chat tonight. If you're watching this live. If you're not watching this live, you can't be in the next chat. But you can still pay your tithe to Phil. Do a super thanks through YouTube. Let's see here. If you don't want Lyme disease. But yeah, Underwood Extreme Penetrator is always my go-to on the 10 millimeter. Then we got Mikey D. Mikey D said, since Sean Bain will probably win again, I'll at least take a stab at it. Tonight, he probably will. He got quite a few entries tonight. Of course, Clinton Barella got a few too, so you never know. And plus, it's a random game. I mean, it's just sometimes it likes to do 1, or if it's your 1 through 12, it'll do 12, which it's either the first or last person who did it won. So, and that happens more often than you'd think. I think it happens at a statistically higher number than it should. I think maybe they fuck with that number generator. But I think that's it for the live chats. Let's get over here to the emails and see if I got anything coming over here. MoG522 asked, even though I'm a grown-ass man, since I'm now a Subaru owner, does that mean I'm officially a lesbian? I don't know. I think you have to get that option with it. I mean, it's an available option, I think, on all Subarus. But if you don't check the box, I don't think you're actually a lesbian. I don't think it costs any for the option. You just get a rainbow sticker and put it on your bumper, and then you're an official lesbian. Pretty sure that's how it works. He also says, can you make some lesbian Subaru merch? Well, isn't all Subaru merch lesbian? I figure if anything you buy that's Subaru branded is lesbian. So I don't think that's redundant. Frank Rodriguez says, Yankee, check out the octopus UFO. Well, maybe that's not a UFO. Maybe that's Phil. It looks a lot like Phil. They forgot to draw his little symbol on his head, but I think that might be Phil. Let's see. Let's see if I can pop it out here so people can see. That looks like Phil to me. That don't look like no UFO. Whoever rendered this forgot to do his little symbol on his forehead, because he's got that little symbol up there. But I always mean to ask him what that means, and I always forget. I'm always afraid I'm not supposed to mention it. Like maybe it's not supposed. Maybe it's a blemish, and I just looks like something. So, But yeah, that might be Phil. He's just hungry. Octopuses eat meat, you know. They're not vegetarians. We're vegetarians. All notices on, still no notice, said Gun Chatter. Yeah, well, we do what we can. We follow the rules they put forward for us, but then they don't follow them, so it makes it a little hard. It's kind of unfair when they enforce rules arbitrarily and all that crap. And you know they do, because every time you ask a question like that, they'll go into an official spiel of there is no human interaction in the algorithm or in the decisions. And I'm like, bullshit. You just let me talk to your decision team. So how can you say you have a decision team if you don't have any human? And every time you change the algorithm, that's human interaction. Whenever you say, well, the algorithm is letting this guy get through, let's add this guy's channel to the algorithm. And I know they've done stuff like that because I've seen testimonies on Reddit from channels that have had that done to them, bigger channels, where they just block everything they do. There's one guy, he had screenshots from his page where he'd have videos up for days, and you could see right up to a certain point where he was getting like, 15 to 50,000 views a video. And then it suddenly dropped to about 2,000 views a video. And then it suddenly went down to a couple hundred video, just like layers. And you can see where they changed the algorithm to weed him out. So yeah, they do it. They don't love, and whenever they've got a formulated response like that they all launch into when you say something, it's something that they're doing because they got that formulated reply. All right, let's go over here now to the live chat. I don't think we got any more supers coming in yet. Nope, Mikey D was the last one. What is more American, a Ford made in Mexico or a Toyota made in Indiana, not India? Yeah, that's one of the things I always try to consider too. Okay, where is this made? Because nowadays, it used to be, it would matter a lot more where the company was based, because all that money would come into the company and would go out to the community, through paying labor and stuff like that. It doesn't happen as much anymore. Now, foreign companies produce most of their stuff overseas, so they don't pay labor here. And then when the money comes in, people say, well, yeah, but if you buy it, it goes back into the company, and the company's here, and that goes back out in the economy. No, it doesn't. They ship it all back overseas, so they don't pay taxes on it. And they use their address in the Maldives as their corporate address for their taxes, and then they don't keep any of the money here. I was watching one thing, and it was talking about, I forget which business it was, but it was one of the it was like a natural gas company that mines and produces and delivers their gas here, but officially they're a company in a foreign country, and they pay almost no American taxes, even though they make billions. So it's just ridiculous. Just so. All right, where was I at? Look at your analytics. Analytics. I showed people my analytics before the chat started to show them some anomalies. Didn't show them the analytics. I just showed them my computer page, and my browser just happened to be open to my analytics, so they could see some stuff. I didn't show them my analytics. They were being nosy. I was showing them that little other thing on the screen, and they were looking at my analytics because they're nosy. Because we're not supposed to share our analytics. You can get your channel canceled for sharing analytics. The new account ID policy just went into effect. You might be doing something. They might be doing something there. I haven't even seen anything about that, or I didn't have to do anything. Did anybody else have to do anything? I didn't see. I've heard people saying that, oh, you're going to have to give them a real ID and all this. I've never been asked for nothing. And I've got a couple of YouTube accounts. I got this one, and I got the Yankee Gearhead. I ain't been asked to do nothing or provide any information. Does anybody else? Even with notifications on, not getting notices. Yes. Maybe if you showed some feet pics, you'd get more views. I told everybody I'd open up YouTube's OnlyFans where I, with my bare feet, fondle a different gun every day to, freeform jazz. If I thought it would pay for the Pets and Vets program, I got ugly feet, though. I'll let you know that right off the bat. Yes, even then, not getting notices. I honestly thought I missed today's video. I love the community on this channel. Now, it's just they don't like telling people about them for some reason. I usually put them up the night before, and I make them members only until a certain time the next day. But if you're a channel member, you can, like one of the people that is actually the channel member, they get those little icons after their name in here. Does anybody have an icon after their name in here? Yeah, Sean Bain and Tattooed Fucker and Mikey D and Evo357. People that have that little icon, they can see the videos early. But then they go live. Everybody should be notified. But people ain't getting notified. Let's see here. Where did I just go? Where did it go? Oh, here we go. I'm going to have to buy one of those cold steel tactical machetes for work purposes, of course. I've got several machetes. I like having a machete around. I keep them in my truck or my car. I keep one in the truck. I have things like, I think you should never have too many non-firearm. Oh, can I show this even? It's a hammer, but it's a war hammer. But like when the zombies come, that's why I got it wrapped in zombie tape. I hope I don't get canceled for that. I mean, it's a hammer. It's a tool. We'll see. We will see. But yeah, I like having extra non-firearms weapons around. I got a spear. I got war hammers. I got machetes. A spear is essential, especially if the zombies come. How many times have you watched a zombie movie and they're like standing on top of a car and they're like, oh, we're going to die, or stop a van because there's like 20 zombies around them. And I'm like, well, if you had a spear, that would be about 5 minutes and then you'd be back on your way. So I don't know why they don't carry spears. Spears are very important. Also, they're at the fence. Oh my God, the zombies are at the fence. Poke, poke, poke. And you're not doing it with your knife where you get, one of them bit you through the fence. Because, zombies can bite through leather gloves and stuff for some reason. I was watching a show the other day. It was a zombie movie. And the guy's in full tactical gear, military tactical gear. And a zombie jumps out and bites him on the back of his shoulder through pads and nylon and right through, just pulls a big chunk out, uniform and all. I'm like, good God. Do zombies have super strength? The only brand that I know that is American made is High Point, and they suck. That's what I buy. That's why I like to buy Turkish guns and Glock, because of the reliability. Get out. No, I'm just kidding. But I won't buy Turkish guns. Not me. But Smith & Wesson, Ruger, those things ring a bell. Those are American. Now, when you get into things like Springfield Armory, which isn't really an old brand, Ruger, Greenfield Armory. Now, I don't know, does Colt still make theirs here? I know they're owned by a foreign company, but I think they're still produced here. I'd have to have somebody look into that. That would be something for Welper to look into. He's the secretary. Yes, I know, people. We should have got a better looking secretary, but he's a diversity hire. It's one of those hired handicapped, get a tax break deals, which is good because I ain't paying him nothing. So it's nice to get a tax break. I think I'm making money off the deal. Okay, I want my money back. I am always given a monthly tithe, and 2 weeks ago my transmission failed. That's probably because wherever you were going, if you got there, you're going to die. So Phil saved your life. So I think maybe you should quit questioning how he works. You didn't get Lyme disease. You didn't get your trailer blown away. He stopped you from getting somewhere where you were going to die. If you were going to go see friends, they were going to murder you. So if you were going to work, well, you were going to die a block down the road. A block further down the road, you were a dead man. You're going to get hit by a tractor trailer or something. Phil saved you by putting your car out of commission. So how about you stop being ungrateful and you say, 3 hail fills to make amends. These people who question his ways. I don't like that when people question Phil's ways. You're just human. You don't get to do that. Does heritage count or Colt? Because my dad has a 45 he's given me in his will, and I purchased myself a heritage Rough Rider. I don't know where heritages are made. And I think the Colts are still made here. And I don't know, though. I haven't paid much attention. I know they're owned by CZ now, which was a good thing, because the company that owned Colt was the worst. I mean, every other day they'd be like, yeah, fuck civilians. We're going to make guns for military only, and then they'd be like, oh, guess what? Military didn't want them. So, hey, civilians, buy our guns. So fuck, they're just bad. Every decision they made was bad. That's how he will try to spin it to get out paying. There's no spinning it. That's what happened. He saved your life. My 15-year-old loves 45 ACP. I might have to get him a 45 AARP shirt for my next purchase. My 21-year-old loves 45 ACP. He likes 1911s a lot. He doesn't carry a 1911. He carries a 9mm. Facts of the Confederacy. You plan to debate other people about the SIG P320? Anybody that comes. You notice none of the big names want to debate anybody because they know they're taking fucking money to lie. They don't believe the shit they say. Except for the ones that are too stupid, I guess. But yeah, my door's always open. Anybody comes in here can come in. I make that point all the time. I think that might be all the questions over here, so we might just be about done. My ketchup inquiry was missed yesterday. Are you refrigerating ketchup house or non-refrigerated ketchup house? Well, it's non-refrigerated before we open it. Once I open it, I put it in the refrigerator because I like it. I like it cold, to be honest. I like it, when I'm on like hot fries. I want cold ketchup on it. I don't want warm ketchup. It kind of changes the texture and the taste. I like the ketchup cold. I mean, I can eat it warm. I mean, like you go to the store and you go to the restaurant and you get it. It's cold. It's hot, warm. It's on the table and everything. I'm fine with it, but I actually prefer it cold. American cheese is gross. Oh, I love American cheese. My rat and dogs wouldn't even eat it. Well, it ain't for them. Not for them. It's for people. I don't think anywhere on the package it says rat or dog food. Use Applewood smoked Tillamook medium cheddar, much better. I don't like cheddar cheese. I like American. I get that thick cut American, and it's good. Try Caesar dressing on your food. I don't like Caesar dressing. I mean, I can eat it. I can eat a Caesar salad if I have to, but it's not. I don't want it on my food. If like the only salad is Caesar salad, I'll eat it, but I ain't happy about it. If you're asking Yank about the Chicago dog, use what's the Chicago dog? FNG means fucking new guy. Okay, why that would be something I would do, I don't know. Black bear, 10mm is okay. Alaskan brown bear, only carry 10mm if you intend to use it to kneecap the person you're with. That's why I tell everyone, don't ever shoot a bear. Shoot the slow, fat person nearest you. Or just push them down. Just push them down. You should be fine. Because they ain't going to get right back up or nothing. Just don't leave the video of this chat up too long. They'll take the money. They will for the YouTube super chats, but not the PayPal ones. I lost last night's too because I left it up until today for some reason. I don't know why. I forgot. I'd even talked about it last night. What semi-automatic do you carry? I don't carry a semi-automatic. I carry a Colt Python. When I do carry a semi-automatic, which is rare, it's usually a Beretta. But I might someday carry my Shadow 2 carry. That's what I got it for, but I ain't never done it yet. I still carry my revolver. Who is your Mount Rushmore of gun makers? Oh, probably Colt, Beretta, Smith and Wesson, and then I got to decide whether it's going to be Ruger or Sig. I'd have to flip a coin probably on the last one. Colt, Smith and Wesson, Beretta, and then either Ruger or Sig. I'm leaning towards Ruger, but should do a Mount Rushmore gun of makers and see if anybody can tell what it is. Mount T-shirt design. I also wanted to do one where I do a, like, you know, the Beatles cover where they're walking across the crosswalk, but do it with like John Moses Browning and blah, blah, blah. Still ain't done it. Did you know that Lyme disease can cause Bell's palsy? Yeah, a lot of things can. They say chicken pox too. Speaking of Lyme disease, I think that the Lone Star tick remembers the Alamo. The Lone Star tick remembers the Alamo. I don't know what meds a lot of you people are on, but I need to get a Rosetta Stone for high people when I'm doing this chat. Colt has production facilities in Connecticut, Kansas, New York, and the Czech Republic. Well, the Czech Republic is probably their parent company, I would say. They probably have their office there, but I don't know what they manufacture there. How do you sell on Gunbroker? Have you used GunTab? I don't sell on Gunbroker because I've been banned from Gunbroker for a very long time, years. Someone bought a gun from me. They never sent the money, so I didn't send the gun. And then they reported me for not sending the gun. I said they never sent the money. And since they were the buyer, Gunbroker took their side and banned my account. And they asked me, could you send us proof they never paid? I'm like, how do I send you proof they never paid? Ask them for proof they paid. I can't show proof that they never paid. I can't show that I wasn't abducted by, aliens yesterday. But it wasn't very likely. I should have to prove I was, not that I wasn't. The idiot who shot the veteran in the wheelchair was demanding to see his military ID before he shot him over the bogus stolen valor accusation. And why would anyone, like I said yesterday, why does anybody care about fucking stolen valor? Just being in the military is nothing valorous. It's something a lot of poor people have done. It's something a lot of scumbag people have done, especially a lot of these people that go around worrying about stolen valor. A lot of them are fucking scumbag people. I'd rather have to deal with someone who claims he was in the military that wasn't than someone who thinks being in the military is the all-time be-all of accomplishments in their life. I'm like, well, then you probably never accomplished much, so stay away from me. Doesn't really bother me at all that some people have issues. But the assholes that go around and be a dick about it all the time, that bothers me. We got to end up here in a second. Let me make sure we're all caught up on the super chats. Nope, we got one more coming in here from Kevin Payton. Leaving a super... I don't read that. As far as zombies go, I throw a bag of White Castle at them and run away. Well, they ain't going to eat White Castle. That's dead meat. They like live meat. And I don't think that's even meat. Isn't that not even meat? It's like some sort of meat-like paste. Don't they like, isn't that squirted out of a little nozzle and frozen, and then they just grill it at the store? I don't know. I've never been to a White Castle. I have been, what's the one we hit? Crystals. I've been through the drive-thru of Crystal before, but I never ate their burgers. I've never been, well, I don't drink. So I've never eaten White Castle or Crystal. I've been through the drive-thru of a Crystal before. Usually, one time I went through the drive-thru of a Crystal with It was a big old van, and we were stuffed in there. It was me, two other Army guys from not that I didn't even know. We just all happened to be in the Army at the time. Two other guys from the Army, a couple of Marines, and then about 6 drag queens. Well, one of the women wasn't a drag queen. She was just, I think, a woman. But yeah, it was a weird night. Are you talking about a physical door is open? What are you talking about? I don't know. The Lone Star tick is a species of tick. I think it's proud to be Texan. Oh, that's another thing I've never understood. Is like, I'm proud to be born in Texas. Well, you didn't have anything to do about it. Why are you proud? It's like people who say, I'm proud to be an American. I'm like, well, it's not an accomplishment. You didn't have anything to do with it. Why are you proud? You should be grateful that you were born in America. Unless, of course, you're more into the European things, but or if you're into severe sexual perversion, you should wish you'd been born Japanese, but or German. But you should be grateful you were born in America, not proud. Pride is something you take in your accomplishments. You didn't accomplish anything. You got lucky. That's like saying, I'm proud that I won the lottery. No, be grateful you won the lottery. All right, let's get back over here. I think we are done for the day. Yes, we are done. So wait. Yes. Wait. Am I done? Did I just answer that? That was Kevin Payton I just answered, right? Yes, that was Kevin Payton I just answered. Okay. All right, that's going to be it for us today. We're going to be moving on here and doing the shooting the shit with Yankee. So if you want to weigh in on that, please do so through the YouTube Super Chat. Topic today is it important to you to buy American when you buy a gun? Or does it matter to you at all? Let me know via YouTube Super Chat. We'll get started on that chat here in just a moment. But for now, I want to thank everybody who came today, everyone who participated. I appreciate it. People who keep the conversation going, people who support our programs, people who keep the channel on the air, even though we get 100 and something views on our videos now because YouTube is screwing us. So thanks to everybody for everything. I appreciate it. I hope to see you all again tomorrow. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe till I see you again.